Hello everyone, welcome back to Worklyst Educate YouTube channel, and this is your guide in this series. In the last video we learned about control flow, if else, loops, switch, etc. Do you remember how we printed from 1 to 5 using a loop? Drop a yes in the comments if you have practiced it, and if you have not watched, just go back and watch it so that you can follow along. Now let's take that knowledge one step further. Instead of repeating code everywhere, wouldn't it be nice if we could reuse the logic with a single command? That's exactly where functions come in. So let's jump into our Swift editor. So I'll start with the definition of function. A function is a reusable block of code that does one job. Instead of repeating yourself, you define it once and call it anywhere. So it's like you can define set of things that you want to do inside the function, and you can call it anywhere, so that will do its job. Let me write a function quickly for you. Okay, see, in this way we define a function. If you have used any other programming language, you must be knowing how we define function. It's in Swift we have to use the keyword func, then the name of the function, then the parenthesis, and inside this curly braces we have to define whatever we need to do inside the function. Can you guess what will be the output of the function if I run it? Okay, let's see. Okay, so here you can see the output is hello world. We're just printing the hello world here, and I forgot to mention, like, this is the way we call a function. Like, if you have function name create, you have to write the function name and add brackets, so that in this way you can call the function. Let me write another function for you where we'll be passing parameters, functions with parameters. So we can pass parameters inside the function if you need. So let's say I have function greet user, and the parameter that I am passing is name, which is of type string. In this way we pass parameters into function of any type. We have to define the type of the parameter. Also, if you want, you can pass multiple parameters. So let me run this function. So here it is printing hello Debashish. So just tell me what will be the output if I run this function, like greet user name Swift. What will be the output of this function? Write down in comments below. Yeah, so the output will be hello Swift. Okay, so next we have functions with some kind of return values. Okay, let me write the code quickly. See, I have function square where I am passing a parameter number which is of type int, and it is also returning a value which is of type int. So it's returning number into number. Simply let's say I'll call this function square of 5, and I'll store this value in the result, and I'll print the result. So in this way you can return any value from function. Let me run this and show you the output. So the output is 25. Let's say if we pass any other number, it will change according to that as well. See, here the output is 100 because we passed 10, and this it's just returning the square of the number, now multiplying itself. So 10 into 10 is 100, so the output is 100. So now let's go to another kind where we'll pass multiple parameters. Okay, so in this we're just passing multiple parameters and we're getting a single output. See, I have function named add, and I am passing two variables, variable a and variable b, which both are of type int only. So I'll just call this function by print add 4,6. I will pass two values 4,6 and I will print the output directly. So what will be the output? I will just add the numbers and give me the output. What if I say I will pass 10 and 20? What will be the output? Simply the output is 30. You can just notice one more thing. I have used dash here, so we can use this, or I mean, you cannot, it's not compulsory to use these things. Yeah, this is optional. Like, you can directly pass the parameters without this also. It will also work. Let me show you the output. Just 1 second, and then here it will show me the error. I have to pass the names like a and b. I have to pass through these names. In this way it will work. See that now I got the output, but let's go back to the previous state. Yeah, here I have given dash so that I will not have to write the names of the parameters here. But in case of this great user, you can see I have to pass the name here. If I would use a dash in front of name, so then I will not have to use the name of the parameter while calling that function. So that's a point you can remember. That's a tricky questions that might come later. Okay, now let's see another kind of thing, that is default functions with default parameter values. Let me write the code quickly. Yeah, here see I have function greet user, and it has a parameter name which is a type string, and I have given a default value that is equal to guest. What do you mean by default value? Do anybody know? You can write in the comments if you know. I just comment out in the previous create user function because of the same name only it was giving me error. So I am calling the function in two ways. The first call I am calling the create user without passing any parameter, and the second call I am passing the name as the basis. So we can use any of these things. So if you have a default parameter, it's optional to pass a parameter. It's your choice. If you want to change the value, then you can pass a parameter. If you want the default value, then you don't need to pass a parameter. So let us see the output. See, the first one is welcome guest, because guest is the default value, and the second one is the welcome, which is the parameter that I have passed. Yeah. So this is the thing about function with default parameters. Then we'll see one more thing, functions with multiple return values. Let me write the code quickly. Okay, I have written the code. So I have a function that is named as min max, and I am passing numbers, which is a type array of int. If you don't know array, don't worry, I'll be going to teach them later. And if you have idea about array, if you have read in any other programming language, it's same. That is the input parameter, and in the output we're getting two values, that is min and max. So let's see, I have written some code inside the function so that it will return min and max value. While doing the return, we have to add a parenthesis between those two return values. In this way we will return multiple values from function. So let's see how we can call it. Let's say I'll declare a variable named min max num, and I'll call min max, and I'll pass the numbers, an array of numbers. So I'll print min max dot min because we are returning the mean from here, and the max min max dot max. So we can access this using these two names that we have given here. So let me run and we'll see the output. So here you can see the output, min is 1 and max is 9. Let's say I will add some more numbers and I'll run again. So here min is 0 and max is 10. Yeah. So that's all about functions with multiple return values. So this is cool, right? How you can return multiple values from the function. So let's quickly revise what we have learned today. We learned what is functions, like how we call it, how we use functions with parameters. This is the example of function with parameter, and we also learned how to use function with return values. I just comment this code because it is giving error because of the same name only. That's not an issue. And we also learned about functions with multiple parameters. Also use of this dash we learned. Also we learned about function with default parameters. Also function with multiple return values. So that's all about today with the functions. I'll give you a task. You can write a function that will return the table of 2. Write a function to return the table of 2. I'll write it here. you have to use the things that you have learned till today. You have to use functions, you have to use some loops, use your mind, and if possible write your answer in the comments. I'll be checking them. Yeah, so now in the next video we'll tackle something very Swift beginners, every Swift beginner struggles with, that is optionals. So stay tuned to this series, and if you found this helpful, drop a like, and also don't forget to subscribe for more Swift magic. See you in the next video. Thanks.